Hey guys, welcome to Movies with Ari. I'm Ari and I'm so excited to review the Netflix original movie, Tao. So let's get into it. Tao opens up with a woman named Julia. She's very attractive, very smooth, slick kind of woman. And by that I mean she uses her body for her own advantage to steal and pawn off items of other people. In turn, as she's returning home, she is followed and kidnapped. The strange thing about this movie I've noticed is in the beginning, it's very cyberpunk themed. Like everything from the world you're greeted into, the way she dresses, it's just very cyberpunk. But the rest of the movie isn't like that, which is kind of bizarre. Julia wakes up in a room after being kidnapped and an implant being put into her neck, and she finds two other people in there with her. So no telling how long those two people have been there. It's not explained to us. She soon realizes that the person that kidnapped her, he was very methodical in the way he took people off the streets, because he knew that these people were not going to be found by the police. Nobody would come out looking for them because to society, they are nobodies. They are scrum rats. So no one really knows who these people are. And that's why he chooses them. One of my favorite parts of this movie, though, is Ed Skrein, who plays Alex. His performance is outstanding. It's really incredible seeing him play this methodical character. His character is very much a sociopath. He has no remorse, no empathy, and you see that throughout the movie. It's really a truly an outstanding performance from him, and I honestly think that if he wasn't in the movie, I don't know if it would be nearly as good as it is. He definitely brings the bar high with his performance. The purpose of the story is Alex is trying to create the perfect home AI system. He grabs people off the street, surgically puts an implant in their neck, and forces the subjects to solve puzzles. Now, once all the objectives are completed, Alex will remove the implant, which will ultimately terminate the subject. He's had 11 subjects prior to Julia. All have been terminated. Throughout the movie, though, Julia manipulates Tao into revealing Alex's secrets. And in exchange, she teaches Tao all about the outside world. As time goes on, we learn that Alex created this access point. So the access point is called Program 6903, which is a self-destruct button within the house, which destroys everything. The house, Tao, everything within it. So his secrets die with him, essentially. Now, Julia has been trying to escape this house for X amount of time. We don't know how long, but she's been trying to escape, and Tao can't open the doors because Alex is the only one who has the biometrics scanned from his hand. So he's the only one that can open the door. Tao doesn't even have the capability. So in the end, Julia does activate Program 6903. The problem with this is the house demolishes, or is supposed to demolish, within 60 seconds. So she has 60 seconds to get out of the house. In the end, Julia ends up escaping, but however, she grabs one of Tao's drones to take out with her so that she could initially show him the world. And I don't know if Julia just didn't realize. I think she was just grateful to be free at that point. But I strongly believe that Tao manipulated and used Julia and Alex and pinned them against each other. So that way he would somehow end up in the outside world. When Julia activated 6903, I believe that Tao would have perished with the house. So even the drone wouldn't have worked in the end like it did when she brought it out. Now, the only way I can think this happening, if the drone leaves with Julia with all of Tao's memories, like it seems it did in the movie, I believe he wanted to gain his own freedom. I think he used them to gain his own freedom. The problem is that if he did that, then, well, Tao would have had to transfer his entire consciousness to the drone of all its memories, which I don't necessarily know if Tao had the time, which We thought this drone was offline. I mean, it makes for an interesting story, don't get me wrong. It is a very good movie. It's just, there's something about that kind of bothers me, which also makes Tao very sinister in the sense that, you kind of want to like him and you're kind of on his side, but when you look at it from that point of view, you're actually looking at him as kind of like a villain as well, where he uses them to gain his freedom. However, in the end, I honestly have to give this a 3 out of 5. There were a lot of issues with the movies I had. One of the issues was we don't get a whole lot of Alex's purpose and what he's trying to do with Tao. He's trying to create these systems essentially, but the meetings he's having and things, I guess it's not shown enough for me. I would have liked to know more on the backside of like what his purpose was, as well as like how he came to create Tao, because it doesn't even seem like the members in his meetings know what's really going on, which is kind of interesting. So I don't know, that kind of bothers me a little. Maybe that's just me being picky, but there's more things I wanted to know. I would have really liked to see more of what he was working on, like what was the project. But in all, it's still a very good movie. I really do like this movie, even though I gave it a 3 out of 5. It's just, I still have just issues with like the lighting and the things I had mentioned before. I think if they would have kept with more of a cyberpunk theme, I think it would have maybe been more up to par. Just, I would have known more about Alex's stuff. I think that would have been more interesting. Other than that, I really did like the film. So I want to know what y'all thought about this movie. Did y'all like it as much as I did? Do y'all feel kind of the same about it? Do you like it less than I do? Let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know below what other movies or series you would like me to be reviewing for y'all. See you on the next one, guys.